Hey everyone, it's John here from CNS Outdoors, and today we're going to talk about a cheaper, more effective way to store your items on your land, cabin, or wherever you can, as long as you can get away with it. Stay with us, stick around, and let's get into this. Here comes our help. He's here just in time. Putting this on the YouTube channel.
okay.
Just video.
Tell me when you're ready. Ready. Go, stop. Let's go towards the truck just a little. Yeah, you're good on this side. Lift it up the back. Yeah, I think it's Land O'Lakes.
So we have two 20-foot containers here, and this blue one we purchased first, and then today we just had the second one delivered. Again, they're 20 footers. You can get them up to 40 foot. I don't know all the different sizes they come, but these are the big shipping containers that you can see in the movies on the big ships where they bring in all kinds of different items from China, India, or wherever they come from. I'm going to go through some of this and show you the positives and maybe a little bit of the negatives as far as what to look for in these shipping containers and give you something to think about. So one of the things here, a positive about these things is they're, again, depending upon the size you get, they're 8 foot tall by 8 foot wide. The length of them depends upon what you decide on. Most are 20 and 40 foot. There are some that are bigger. We have a tendency to buy used, so they're about half the price. And when you start building a garage or anything else, if you want the wideness of a garage, like say 16 foot, well then this is kind of a negative on that. But if you only need it to be 8 foot wide, then this is a big positive because you can get these things so much cheaper than building a garage. So here's somewhat of a negative. Just to kind of show you here, I have mine set up on railroad ties. And I do that to keep the bottom of the storage container from sitting in water or whatever. Not that I have to worry too much about it, but that's the way I've done it. We could have put this right on the gravel, but you want to put it on somewhat level ground. So we have gravel brought in, and you could, again, leave that on the ground, but I put them on them railroad ties. So the railroad ties are a very small cost. They cost me 25 bucks a piece, and on a 20 footer, $75 is not much. So then that'll get you up off the ground. Well, then you're going to have to either build up the gravel on there so you have a ramp to get in and out, or actually build a ramp like I've done over here. Built this ramp to kind of go up, but I have to move it back and forth to get the doors open. You can see where those locks will catch and won't allow me to open the door. So I have to kind of slide it back in order to open the doors. Not a big deal, But in this case, that's what I had to do. So I could have got some gravel and added it up here to this to make a ramp. I'm probably gonna just take that ramp over there and use it on here because I don't think it's gonna go up as high. So it's a win-win for me. But that is definitely something that you'll need to do depending upon if you put it on ties or, you know, up off the ground like I. So again, I'm 20 foot deep. It's 8 foot from this side to this side, and then 8 foot up tall. And I mean, you can put a car in here. It's gonna be hard to get in and out, but they do ship cars back and forth in these things. All kinds of different things you can do. You can build some shelving. Our son owns a garage door business, him and his partner, and I'm gonna give him a shameless plug here. Garage Door Doctors here out of Sparta, Wisconsin. But that's what they put all their garage doors and the stuff to use in there. And it's worked out perfect for them till they can find a suitable place to have, you know, storage other than just their garage doors. Up here you can see vent holes. And there are 6 vent holes in a 20 footer. You would have more. Sorry about the echo in here. Oh, this one got plugged up. I'll have to pull, there's a piece of tape I can see. I can just pull that off. But you gotta have those vent holes in here, otherwise she gets pretty darn warm. But if you're gonna buy one of these, make sure you have a minimum of 6 in a 20 footer and probably 8 in a 40 foot container. You got these loops up here, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the sides, on each side, up on top, 2 in the very back. I don't see any on the bottom, but that's not a big deal. But then you have 5 on the sides of the bottom. And on Amazon, there's hooks that you can put in those loops and build shelving too, very economically. So that's another positive. Therein is the negative. You know, there's not much there off to the sides that you could build shelving without having to drill. So I'd rather use those hooks. They'd be awesome for that. And I'll have to try to get a link for those for you. When you're buying a storage container like I did, you're gonna wanna check for a few things. Make sure there's no patch jobs. You can kind of see on this one, and this is why it's a used one, it's not a new, but this one kind of fell on its side and got a little dinged up, but there's no weld jobs, no patch jobs. It's just some ugly paint on here that's going along, but there is no welding and patch jobs. And you're definitely gonna wanna check that they're not on the ceilings. This one does not have any weld patching on the ceiling, because that's where you're gonna have your leaking. When we bought this one, it was raining out. I wanted to check, make sure this did not leak. And there was no leaking anywhere in this one. So yeah, if you buy a used one, you might have a little bit of denting up and stuff like this. But again, they're half the price. So that's why we did it. The floors are probably 3.5 to 3/4 inch plywood, I'm assuming. And along here, you'll see there's screws along these runners to hold these frames together. And when you're looking to buy one, make sure that it's all nice and tight. There's no bouncing, because if there's bouncing, that's either a bad rib underneath or the wood shot, and you don't want that. So when you go to buy them, check that out as well. But that's definitely something that I look for, is make sure the floor is good. And that is another reason I keep them up off the ground. I just want it away from the moisture. If you live in an area like Wisconsin that you get some rain. Here's that vent on the outside, right up there. That one came with it. This 20 footer actually only had 4, but the guy that I bought it from adds ventilation, and it really makes a difference because condensation will build up in these in the winter when you get a little snow up on top. then you get the moisture inside. So the reasons I buy these containers instead of building a garage is the factor of security. You want to break into one of these, you can do it. I mean, somebody's got a will, they got a way. But it's a lot harder than a piece of wood on a garage. Just drill a hole and take a zip saw and away you go. Now you got to weigh in and out. Where these, you got to work at it a little bit. And if you got security cameras over your stuff, well, then by the time that they get through, the cops should be there. Here's another thing when you're going to want to do with these is get some spray lube, because sometimes these hinges, and there's 4 hinges on these for these doors, 1, 2, 3, and another one up there. I spray some lubricant on there that our son gets, and once you spray it, it takes just a breath of wind to open and close these doors. They will squeak if they're a used door, and after the bushings start drying out. But this stuff that we throw on there, which I will show you, really makes a difference. These doors open up so nice and smooth now, it's unbelievable. But that is kind of a negative. You've got the 2 doors versus 1 single garage door style. But as far as that is concerned, I like having the 2 doors, just because if I don't want to have rain get in, if I got to get in one of these and it's raining outside, I only open up one side, and that way the whole thing's not exposed to the elements. That's that penetrating oil that I was talking about we get from my son. He uses this on his garage doors, and it is unbelievable. It really takes care of all the squeaks and hard to open doors. It just is great stuff. So between the 2 containers, I got about $5,000 invested in them right now. And well, it's actually under $5,000. Probably about $4,800 between both containers and the railroad ties. The gravel I'm not going to count because that's something I wanted to do underneath them. Sorry about that. It's 4th of July here and it is just brutally hot. But for under $5,000, I got some great storage. It's got good security on them, and for me, it works out way better than building a garage or a storage shed of some sort. So hope this helps you out and gives you a little thought process behind getting one of these versus having a garage built. The other good thing about these is being on the railroad ties. If you need to move them, you can move it. Once you build a garage, it's there for the duration. So unless you decide to tear it down, but these are, mobile. You can move them as long as you got somebody that can give you a hand with them. It's all good. Well, I hope this helps you out on deciding on whether to build a garage or using one of these storage containers or just a shed. It's really made a difference for us on how we can keep our items dry and out of the snow and elements here in the state of Wisconsin. Otherwise, hope you like, subscribe, and until our next time, thanks for watching.